Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Yahweh, double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Hakim across the world. Now, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, titled Laws About Unsolved Murders. Verse 1. If anyone be found slain in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee to possess it, laying in the field, and it be not known who had slain him, then thy elders and thy judges shall come forth, and they shall measure unto the cities which are round about him that is slain. So they're going to measure it, like they're going to test it out. And it shall be, do research, that the city which is next unto the slain man, even the elders of that city, shall take an heifer, a cow, which had not been wrought with, so it had not worked, and which had not drawn in the yoke, and had not had a yoke put upon it neither, which is this. Put a yoke upon the heifer. This is a yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring down the heifer unto a rough valley, which is neither eared nor sown. So it's basically not eared nor sown. So eared is having ears, no land. Wait. This one. Ear, botany. An ear is the grain-bearing tip part of the stem of a cereal plant, such as wheat or maize, which is corn. Right. So it has not been worked. The land hasn't been worked, nor has the land been sown. And shall strike off the heifer's neck there in the valley. So it needs to be a valley that has not been worked, neither should the heifer have been worked also. And there you should kill the heifer in that valley. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near. For them Yahweh thy power had chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of Yahweh. And by their word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried, right? Be tested. So basically, you could say it's a ritual, a ceremony, actually. Yeah. Just like when you have a jealous, when a man is jealous of his wife, then you have that ritual also, which that ceremony also, which is in the book of, let me see, Numbers 5, the law of jealousy. Right, you can read upon it, or I did a video about it. You can check that out too if you have the time. Verse 5, I just read that. Verse 6, and all the elders of that city that are next unto the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifer that is beheaded in the valley. And they shall answer and say, our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. Be merciful, O Yahweh, unto thy people, Israel, whom thou hast redeemed. So the Israelites are redeemed. And lay not innocent blood unto thy people on Israel's charge, of Israel's charge. And the blood shall be forgiven them. So shalt thou put away the guilt of innocent blood from among you, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of Yahweh. So back in the days, we used to slay a heifer basically to take the guilt off of us because the person died next to your city so that you didn't get blamed for it. But nowadays we don't do that because first and foremost they're going to arrest you. Second, the Lord did away with animal sacrifices. So we don't do that anymore. Right, now this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 10, subtitled Laws About Captive Wives. And this is going to happen in the future. It happened before, but it's going to happen again. This one is not. All we now do is pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now this is Deuteronomy 21 verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh thy power had delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captives. So basically we taken them captive like slavery. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman of the heathen nations, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. So this shows you that when we go to war, when you see a woman that you like of the heathen nations that you are warring with, your enemies, then thou, and you have a desire unto her, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house after the war. You killed their people. And she shall shave her head and paw her nails. So cut her nails and shave her head bald. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her. So the clothing that you caught her in, she's going to take that off. And shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, which is 29 days and a half. As soon as the sun goes down, it's a full month. And bewail her father and her mother. Why? Because you killed them. And after that, thou shalt go in unto her. It sounds like rape to me. And be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. That's how it's going to go. And that's how it went in slavery. They took our wives. But they didn't do these things. There was more brutal than that. They was taking your wife in front of you. And while you was living also. So they're going to pay for that too. And everywhere they did it to the Native Americans. Every war upon this planet Earth. They even did it in Iraq. And Syria. I'm talking about the war in like a few years ago. The war of Iraq, the war of Libya. You know, the women were just basically contraband. They were money. They were being taken, and nobody could stop it because the men of your nation are taken down. So, what are you going to do? And she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. And a lot of times they will not go. Well, not a lot of times. If you watch serial killers, then you will see that a lot of women are fascinated with them. They love them. They was giving love letters to Ted Bundy and the Midnight Stalker. Why do women send love letters to serial killers? I'm actually. No, wait. Here. A serial killer is said to have had amorous women sending him letters. Women who love serial killers. Christopher Watts. Here's why some women fall in love with serial killers after they're caught. Richard Ramirez, if I'm correct. Now it says here, Bundy alleged receiving hundreds of love letters from women while he was incarcerated. Yeah, I saw the documentary, so it's real, and it was actually real women. So he didn't allege anything. He told the truth because I saw that. I saw it. You had Richard Ramirez. Let me see here. I don't know how you spell his name. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, who killed 13 people and had more than a passing interest in Satanism, had fans who would write him letters and pay him visits. They was paying him visits, women. They was doing that. Charles Manson, high-profile murderers, including Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, which was a sodomite, and Night Stalker Richard Ramirez, were sent letters and gifts from women all over the world, despite their appalling crimes. Females are fascinated with murderers. They see something. A lot of them, these type of females, they are very, if you was to snatch these individual females up that love serial killers, if you was to snatch them up and you kept them alive, they would probably develop Stockholm syndrome. They already have it now. Just off of the fact that you're a serial killer. Why did serial killer Richard Ramirez attract fangirls? Not just him, a lot of them. It's called this thing, I think. I don't even know how you pronounce it. It says here, well, I don't even know how you pronounce it. Hybristophilia? Hybristophilia? There you have it. Goddamn great bullshit. Meaning to perpetrate an outrage against another, have been identified as the phenomenon of an individual being sexually aroused by a criminal offender. A lot of women have that, man. So when you read these scriptures, you be like, oh, how cruel. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. A lot of these women actually really want a life like that. And of course, a lot also do not. But once that time comes, you're going to see how you're going to change, because no one is going to be there to help you. Just like how there was no one to help us in slavery, just like how there was no one to help us in the Native American rape, rob, murder, and slavery and genocide. Same way, the people of the earth are going to feel the same way. The women of the world are not going to be helped by the men of their nation, because we're going to be as gods upon the planet earth, and we're going to do what we want according to the law. Of course, we're not going to break the law. Verse 14, Deuteronomy 21:14, and it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. Like I said, a lot of these girls are just going to want to stay, because they're going to see that power. They're going to know that you killed thousands and thousands of people. You, as an individual. We, as the Israelite men, are going to be gods upon the planet earth again. Joshua chapter 23, verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000, for Yahweh your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he had promised you. So one of us is going to actually have the power of 1,000 men. Right. So let me read it again. This is the book of Joshua chapter 23, verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For Yahweh, your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he had promised you. That's just one. Now you have another, like 5 and 7 and 8. Isaiah 40 and 31. And also Isaiah 41 and 15. No, it says, Micah 5:7, the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man. Just like how the clouds, the rain is not waiting for man. That's the same way the Israelites that's going to have that spiritual power, it's not going to wait for anything. They're just going to come and get you. Nor waited for the sons of men. They're not going to wait for no orders. They're going to come because they're going to be the sons of God. As the angel of the Lord before them. Before who? Before the enemies. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver. Isaiah 40:31. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They're going to be able to fly, the Israelites. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 41:15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills a shaft, which are the lesser governments, and the mountains are the governments, which governments consist out of people. So they're going to be beaten. Zechariah 12:8. In that day Yahweh shall defend. In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as a power, as the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. So none of you are going to escape. None of you are going to be safe. So the women are going to get this. They're going to be sexually aroused by the power that we have. You already see it here on a lower level. And these people are all in jail. So they got stopped. But we're not going to be able to be stopped. Because it says right here, they're not going to be able to do anything against us. We're going to tear them in pieces. No weapon that is formed against us shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. So you're not going to be saying anything. You're going to be put to death. Express complete disapproval, sentence, and in this case, sentence to death. Yeah, especially death. Yeah, you're going to be sentenced to death if you say anything against us. Just say some dumb shit. I wish you would. We're going to be looking for you in those days to say something stupid. As it is written right here. Where was it? I think it's here. Verse 12 or something. No, then it's here. Isaiah 41:11. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. And they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shall not find them, because you're going to be dead and you're going to be scared to even speak the name, our name, or even the name Israel. You're going to be afraid in yourself when you mention any one of the tribes, especially starting with Judah. Isaiah 19:17-16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Modern day Egypt is America. And it shall be afraid and in fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And what is the hand of the Lord? His men. Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 12 until verse 14. But when the Lord wants to punish us, the Israelites, his beloved, then his hand will move the kings of the earth to come up against us. And he did, to punish us. But now their sins have reached unto heaven. So once that time comes, they're going to get punished. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, and even Europe also, because they're joined together. Everyone that maketh mention thereof, if you make mention of us, shall be afraid in himself. Don't talk about them. Like a deer. Hey, what's that? Because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he had determined against it. The Lord is against you, Edomites, and you heathen nations. So it says, Isaiah 41:12, Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. Exodus 11:7. But against any of the sons of Israel, it says sons in the Hebrew. But anyway, but if against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So these are the ancient Egyptians. Just because we're both dark skinned doesn't mean we're the same. And the modern day Egyptians are the Edomites, which think that they are the people of the Heavenly Father. They think that they are. But they will find out that the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos are. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Now you might think like, wait a minute. So if a weapon is not specifically formed against us, the Israelites, then it might work. You go to a so-called blacksmith or whatever, and you tell him like, look, I want you to make a bomb for a Chinese person, and the guy will make the bomb with the intent to hurt Chinese people, for example. But then you turn around and use it on us. You think it's gonna work then? You're going in the torture chamber. You're not dying. You're living a long, prosperous life. Yeah, you, to a certain degree. Prosperity, yeah. You're gonna be prosperous in doing the work that we tell you to do, or prosperous in screaming very loud and then losing your voice and staying alive, because we're gonna keep you alive. Staying alive. Remember that song? You're gonna sing it. Deuteronomy 21:14. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. But thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. Basically, you took her by force. First and foremost, you killed her parents. And of course, her brethren and sisters and stuff, like just everybody in the house. Now, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 14. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, which is the army, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, which is Baal Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord, because our people started to worship devils because of the females. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that had known man by laying with them. But all the women children, which are virgins, that have not known a man by lying with him, which are virgins, keep alive for yourselves. So once the time comes, the Lord is He's going to order us to do certain things. And in this case, take the daughters and grow them up until they are of legal age, because we're not going to pop them when they're young. When they're children, actually. It says it right here, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 33. But if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely, so when you think that you're doing wrong, unbeautiful, Comely means beautiful. Uncomely means not agreeable, not attractive. Not beautiful. So if you think you don't that you're not, what's it again, acting suitable toward his virgin, whether it be your daughter as a virgin or your wife. If she passed the flower of her age, so when she passed her period, when she start to blossom, and need so require, so if you really want it, let him do what he will, he sinneth not, let them marry. So that means if the daughter has not passed the flower of her age and you pop her, like what they do in Islam, then you sin. That's a sin against the Lord. You can't do that. Now you might say some of them girls get their period when they're 8 years old or 10 years old. Yeah, that's this world is so messed up. It's an irregular nonsense cycle that's going on right now. So that's not we don't do that. From 12 years up. But it says here, nevertheless, he that standeth steadfast in his heart, having no necessity. So when you are determined in your mind and you don't really need it, but that power over his own will, you can check yourself. You can restrain yourself. You have power over your own mind. And had so decreed in his heart that he will keep his virgin, do it well. So if you want to keep her as a virgin, whether it be your daughter or whether it be your wife, so then he that giveth her in marriage, do it well. If you as a father give your daughter in marriage, you're doing good. When she has passed the flower of her age. But he that giveth her not in marriage, do it better. So if you keep her around, as soon as she loses her, period, gets her period. Sorry, not loses it, get her period. And you keep, let's say she gets her period around 12 years old, maybe 13. Then you keep her. You don't just marry her off right away. You keep her. You're doing better, because it also shows you that if you, I don't know if you know life, but as soon as them girls start hitting 14 and 15, they're actively looking for it. They're actively looking. They skip school. They run away from home just for a boyfriend. So around that time, then you give them in marriage. You give their hand in marriage to a man, or else she's gonna bring shame to your house because she got that itch and she can't help it. So if that's your wife, then around that time you start popping her. She's gonna look for it. She's gonna want to get filled up, right? So I mean, I gotta drink some water. Right. So going on. Now it says here, Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse. Yeah, I already read that. You have humbled her. Okay. And you should know what that means, which is you didn't do it. She didn't do it voluntarily. You humbled her. You should know what that means. I'll just tell you this: that go in her and be her husband. Right. That's by force, by the way, if you didn't know. But like I said, there's gonna be a lot of these females up on the planet Earth. They're just gonna love it. I am a forensic psychiatrist. I think that's what it says right here. These are the 5 reasons some women fall in love with murderers. I don't need to hear it. There's many more reasons. They're fascinated with it. They see the power. They see the. They have. I don't know. They're weird, man. These females are weird. nature of women's rape fantasies. Analysis, sorry, results indicate that 62% of women have had a rape fantasy. Well, well, well. Let's read that scripture again. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 13. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and shall bewail her father and her mother a full month. Maybe she has brothers and sisters. And after that, thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. That don't look like a voluntary thing to me. If you read it, because it says here, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and you kill her father and her mother. I don't think she wants to. Yeah. Anyway, there's fantasies that they have, and all the world's women, all your fantasies are gonna come true. Yeah. Right. So this is verse 15, subtitled Laws Concerning Sons. Oh yeah, you must not sell her at all. So don't make her into a hoe. Why? Because you humbled her. Like I said, you should know what that means. She didn't humble herself. No. She got humbled. Powerless. You can't do anything. Your parents is dead. I killed them. What you gonna do about it? You gonna have fantasies, and you're gonna just forget about it. Look, if you don't believe me, just watch the. If you got Netflix, just watch the documentary of Ted Bundy. You will see crazy shit. What the fuck? Do you know how many women he killed? Do you know how many families are crying about what he did to their daughter or mother, niece, sister, cousin, and aunt, stuff like that. And here it is, you're glorifying him trying to hop upon his penis. The fuck's wrong with you? Well, that's the nature of a female. It's weird. I can see them, you know. I know, because the scriptures tells you how they are. So I know. So once that time comes and we get that spiritual power, here another example. It was the women that actually made ex-King Saul jealous. It's their fault. Because they were singing glorified tunes to a mass killer. It says here, 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 6. And it came to pass, as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, our enemies, by the way, that the women, the Israelite women, came out of all cities of Israel, all 12 tribes, all of them, singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tambourines and with joy and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. That's a lot of people he killed. It's a lot of people, but Saul was strong also. Like I just read, one of you shall chase 1,000. That's the type of power we had back in the days. And we're going to get it back, but even worse, because now we're going to be gods on the earth and not man. Joshua 23:10. One man of you shall chase 1,000, for Yahweh your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he had promised you. So one of us is going to chase 1,000 men. Let that sink in. Let's say 1,000 men. Right. Wow, this is more than 1,000, but yeah. I think some of these stadiums are able to hold 50,000 people, 40,000, 50,000 people. Yeah, just check this out. This is no, that's that. I think it's more too much. I think this. I don't know how many is there actually. I can't freaking count, bro. But I do know some of these stadiums hold 50,000. So this is clearly more than 1,000. Actually, a lot of these stadiums hold 1,000 something. You know, or 50,000 something. Sorry. Um. Hmm. Yeah, 40,000. 100 and 110, 10, 10, 10. Let me see one with 1,000. The estimate. See, they all got like 40 and stuff like that. 40. A lot of them got 40,000 and 50,000. See, there's not really less. You know, there's not really less. A lot of the bare minimum is like 40,000, and the upper is 114,000. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Let me see a club or something. Clubs. Yeah, yeah. You know, I don't know how to. No, no one the largest man. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to give you an example of how it would look, how many people you could fight. Just like, okay, let me try to. I don't know if it's 1,000 a year, but I'll work with it. Let's say this amount of let's you know what let's this whole amount of people here. Let's say this is 1,000. Yeah, I'll beat you all up. That's what I mean. That's just a visual. You know, nobody can do that right about now. Esau can, but he has his weapons. Esau is able to kill all these people in one blow. Boom, a bomb or a yeah, it's a bomb too. I mean, like a stealth bomber, you know, an airplane, and then he drops a bomb, or he has weapons that he could shoot, bazookas and grenade, whatever, you know, nukes, little pocket nukes. He can make stuff go off and make you have a very bad day. Esau could kill millions of people, but he has his weapons. He needs his weapons, or else he can't do it as an individual. Let's say this guy or this person is one person, and then this person fights against all this. That's what we're gonna have. Yeah. And the Lord promised us, and He's not a man that He should lie, so His promise will come to pass. And women love killers. They love it. They just don't know it yet. Not all of them. Until they see that power and then nobody can stop you, then their tune is gonna change. Even if they stop you, even if they put you in jail, they're still gonna find a way trying to sleep with you, trying to have sex with you, because they're fantasizing about you. They're probably, you know, itching their little twinkly thing down there, just looking at pictures of you, like, oh my goodness, how many how many women have been crying when you ate their dead bodies and shit like that. That's what these serial killers is doing. They fucking eating people. They're having sex with dead bodies and shit like that, chopping them up in pieces. You know, Gary Ridgway used to do that shit. Chopping off breasts, sucking on them for a few days until it just disintegrated. You had that devil, Jeffrey Dahmer. He was chopping up heads and giving himself a head with a head. Fucking crazy, bro. And still, you had people trying to give him love letters and stuff like that. Crazy motherfuckers. But anyway, going on. Verse 15, Deuteronomy 21:15. If a man have two, what? Yeah. Laws concerning sons. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children. Wait. If a man have two wives? Yeah, it's in the Bible. You are allowed to have two wives. The thing, bigamy, is a Roman bullshit. It's Roman. You're following after the customs and the culture of another race. If we was enslaved by the Muslim people worldwide, then we were enslaved by the Muslim people, by the way, but not like commercially known worldwide. Everybody commercially known that is the Edomites that enslaved us, not the Ishmaelites. Well, the Ishmaelites did it too, but not worldwide known commercially. But yeah, so if the East Indians or Arabs had us in captivity like the Caucasus do, then we would have the thing, bigamy would not exist, because you would have been learning their customs. Then you probably wouldn't be eating pork because they would kill you. You probably wouldn't have sodomites in the land because they would kill you. Females wouldn't be walking around in G-strings and stuff like that and showing it, because they would burn you, stone you to death. You wouldn't be committing adultery on a rampant free type tip without imminent danger to your life. But since the Caucasus has us, now we follow after their bullshit. So it says, right, by the way, you are the same person that takes the Bible and then marries people off with it. But it says in the Bible, I am allowed to have two wives. Even more. King David had more wives, and so did his son, King Solomon. But King David never followed after his wives, their gods, because he had Israelite wives. It was King Solomon that went off. But Gideon had multiple wives, and he stayed with the Lord. He had 71 children, or say 72. You can read the book of Judges on that. And he was a man of the Lord. The Lord loved him. Yeah, it doesn't say how many wives he had, but he had 72 children. Do you think one woman could give him that? Do you think? That would mean she had to have waited 72 years in order for her to get 72 children. See, a man, in 3 years, he can make 1,000 children. A woman, in 3 years, she can only make 3. Is it possible for her to get 3 times twins and make it 6 children in 3 years? It's possible. But do you think that's highly likely? Do you think that's gonna happen? How many twins do you know? There are places on the earth where people are born often twins. It's like some kind of frequency over there in certain countries. In Africa and also in South America, you have a place. But that's because of the region. There's a high level of some kind of frequency stuff over there. And if you think I'm faking it, I have a documentary that shows you that if you live near a plastic making plant, the children that were born in your womb will be girls, because plastic has estrogen, synthetic estrogen. But yo, I'm going on into other topics. Let me just finish this one, because I'm looking at the clock. If a man have 2 wives, which is allowed, this is the Bible, one beloved and another hated. So you even have a wife that you can hate. Not can, but not that you should, but it's possible. She might be a real piece of shit, like the modern females of today. First you love them, then you hate them because you find out how they are. God damn it. But yeah. And they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated. And if the firstborn son of that man that has two wives be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he had, the bigger portion, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed his firstborn. If this one has your firstborn of her, openeth her matrix, her womb, and this one openeth her matrix after, he is still the firstborn of you. You cannot diss him because you hate his mother. You cannot neglect him because you hate his mother or dislike his mother. 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. Right, so that's the law about concerning sons. Right, let me see. Where am I? Oh no, it goes on. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that, when they have chastised him, they beat him up, will not hearken unto them, even after that they won't listen. Nowadays, a lot of these children need their ass whooped, selling dope to their own people. Even if you sell it to the Edomites, you shouldn't do it, because the Lord don't like that. And that money is wicked anyways, blood money. But yeah. Or pimping. They pimping the females. They pimping them their own. Even if it's an Edomite female or another nation. Doesn't matter. You don't pimp females. It's not good. But our people seem to glorify in that shit. The Lord is going to kill you. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 5. For this ye know, that no whoremonger. What's a whoremonger? Where is it again? Here. Free dictionary. Yeah, always. Yeah, here. Where? Whoremonger. So, they're lying to you, by the way, because they're devils. Shouldn't trust the devil. Whoremonger, a man who habitually consorts with or pays for the services of prostitutes. That's not true. They're lying to you. A whore is a prostitute. A female that, you can pay her to have sex. And then you have a monger, which is a seller, a dealer in a specific commodity. So if you are a whoremonger, then you sell whores. You're dealing in whores. You're dealing them. You're selling them. You're a pimp. For Ephesians 5:5, for this ye know, that no pimp, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, you're greedy of somebody else's stuff, who is an idolater, you worship in idols, had any inheritance in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai and of Yahweh. That's it, you're not making it. You whoremongers, you pimps. And you a witch when you sell drugs, because you're altering these people's minds like a witch. LSD was used for mind control. The CIA used to do it. They also administer LSD to CIA employees, military personnel, doctors, other government agents, and members of the general public to study their reactions, because you can make people do certain things. That's why it's called the chemist, because it's mind control drugs. Fuck people up like that. You're a witch. If you didn't know, it's witchcraft. This thing is witchcraft, man. All drugs are witchcraft. Even the weed. I used to smoke weed. I don't do that garbage no more. You can open up portals with that thing and do some crazy witchcraft type thing, bro. If you didn't know, you can summon stuff because you're tapped in. That's why a lot of people, when they smoke weed, they get smarter. Well, not a lot of people, but you think deeper, not smarter, because you have a lot of stupid people on weed too. You know, so yeah, it's not that you get smarter. You are able to think deeper about a subject. That's why music sounds more beautiful. You're more passionate toward it because you're high. You're not yourself. You're influenced by something, right? And when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gates of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of this his city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton. He eats a lot. Doesn't work, doesn't do anything. And a drunkard. He's always stumbling on stuff. Always drinking. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put away evil from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. If these kids, I'm using them often, but it's not specifically like them only, man. If these kids had a father, niggas be like, if these kids had a father that would beat the shit out of them, and a community that would just kill them for all the, do you know how many mothers probably they have made cry? How many families? I know a few of them are a bunch of murderers. I know a few because I seen what the fuck they do. You know, whether it be killing their own people or these two, whether it be killing their own people or selling dope, to their own people. It's not good because you're destroying your own people for your own personal gain. That's selfishness. Probably got cut in the face. You just put these motherfuckers to death, man. Because what type of children do you think they're gonna breed? Demons. Menstruous women shall bring forth monstrous children. That's exactly what they're doing. These people been devils. He raped me. All y'all would be put to death if this was the good old slave days, and she would walk free. Even if they caught her in the act, they would say, "These goddamn niggers manipulated her mind. Goddamn fucking nigger. Hang that nigger. Hang." Right. So yeah, but nowadays we don't need to do this. We just wait for that spiritual power. We wait for the judgment of the Lord, and He's going to do you harm. We just wait. But I'm just reading about this, and back in the days, what we would do. This is gonna come back, because like I said, these type of people, they're gonna be put down. The Heavenly Father is gonna get rid of them, man. This is not how you build your people. This is not how you build. I don't want to use the word community because I hate it, because it goes back to a devil. But I'm gonna use it in their case. Okay, this is not how you build your community. With this, what the fuck is this? It's not gonna help you. This is not gonna help you as a people. How is this gonna help you as a people? You don't own the street, the streets that you're walking on. No, the streets that you're claiming. You don't own anything. You don't own the money that you steal or got through ill gains from the people of your own community, so-called community. These females, you don't. They're not gonna stick around with you. They're just here for the the fun, until the next motherfucker come and take your place while you in jail. And then you find new love over there, temporary, or maybe when you get out, it's gonna be a regular thing. But yeah, and as soon as you out, she's gonna be with you again, even though you've been with like 15 other guys. You probably killed a few because they wanted to tell on you. Those are the type of things that are going on around there, bro. You know, I already see a manly spirit over here. You already know what's up. Anyway, enough of this buffoonery. Verse 22, subtitled Miscellaneous Laws. It's spelled like this. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
Of various types or from different sources. Dun, 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 dun. Mixed. Miscellaneous means mix. Mix. Right, now it says here, verse 22, Deuteronomy 21:22. And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be to be put to death, what? And he be to put what? He be to be put to death, yeah. He be to be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree. His body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is accursed of the Heavenly Father, that thy land be not defiled, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. Right, because it was before sundown that you need to bury him. Where was that again? Not there. There was a scripture that shows you that. Sorry, wait. Right. Now this is the book of Joshua, chapter 8, verse 29. This is what Joshua did. And Joshua burned Ai, 28. Ai is a town, is a place, and made it an heap forever, even a desolation unto this day. And the king of Ai he hanged on a tree until eventide, which is sundown. Definition: the end of a day, evening. So what is the end of a day? When the sun goes down. As soon as the sun goes down, then that's the end of the day and the beginning of the next day. Yeah, it's not when it hits. It is not when it hits 0000. That's not the new day. That's another caucus bullshit. It's their customs, it's their ways. You shouldn't follow after their customs and their ways, because it's not real. It's real to them. Flying reindeers is also real to them. Bunnies that lay eggs is also real to them. They celebrate it, don't they? Well, then it's real to them. But to reality, it isn't. And in reality, it isn't. But they make you celebrate it too, because you're a follower of them. Because you don't know yourself. Israel do not consider, my people do not, they don't know, they don't think. They're just like, oh, it must be Methetho. It must be Methetho. Yay! I'll follow you to the end of the earth, Metha. So, as soon as the sun goes down, let's say the sun goes down 1800 in the wintertime, for example. Then guess what? 1801, That's the new. That's actually, let's say 1800 is was Monday. 1759 Monday, and then 1801 the sun goes down. Well, then that's Tuesday, actually, so-called Tuesday, because that's also a bullshit day name. Because all the days of the week are Greek idols. So yeah, it's not it's not no damn Monday where they worship the moon. Sunday they worship the sun. All that crap. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. Friday. Just look up those names. You will see like, oh shit, wait, those are idols, so-called Greek gods and Norse gods, whatever too. Right, going on. And the king of Ai, he hanged, Joshua hanged on a tree until eventide. And as soon as the sun was down, Joshua commanded that they should take his carcass down from the tree and cast it at the entering of the gate of the city. He was a heathen, so just throw his bitch ass over there. Let the dogs eat him. Let the wild animals eat his carcass. And raised thereon a great heap of stone that remained unto this day. Right? But if it's our own people, then we bury you. Why? That thy land be not defiled, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. Man, spooky stuff could happen, man. Devil shit could happen over there. Why? Because that your spirit is cursed, you know. But anyway, so yeah, there you have it. The book of Deuteronomy 21. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.